Hello everybody.
Hello.
We are trying this new video blog thing instead of me just writing a written blog, or as Courtney reminds me, it's called a vlog, not a video blog. We are in the kids' classroom at Brookside, so that explains our background here. Nice cross in the tomb. So first we just wanted to update you guys on ministry. So specifically for the role that I have with Adventures in Missions that you guys have been giving to. It's called like the squad administrator role, so that's where I book flights and handle budgets, stuff like that. Some feedback has been rolling back from different participants. They have the opportunity to kind of grade me, and so that's been going really well. I've received nothing but positive feedback so far. So I mean, that's just been awesome to hear, just that in whatever small way I can behind the scenes, that they just felt like I've been impacting their journey in a small way, and I just thank the Lord for just putting me in a position where I can use my gifts and abilities to just enhance their experience, and again, just a small way, but definitely a way that I love to do. One of the things that I've been doing at work that I'm most passionate about is just trying to create better processes and systems, and my boss is awesome and she kind of thinks the same way, and so we're just trying to create a lot more proactive situations and systems and standard operating procedures and stuff like that. A lot of times in the past, from my experience, things have been very reactive, and so it's just been exciting to create systems and put things in place, and I'm a big organizer and planner, so I just love the details of that. Because I love the job so much and just feel like God has gifted me with the ability to do it well, I am, even as Courtney and I move to the DR, I'm considering doing this role, but just not sure how all that'll play out. So I want to be present in the DR and make sure I have enough time to take advantage of the fact that we're there learning about ministry, but also just kind of kicking around the idea, if I can do both, I'd definitely love to continue serving in this way.
Yeah, speaking of the DR, we've started to kind of brainstorm things like where we're gonna live and what transportation looks like and things like that. So a lot of that stuff is still much in the works, but we're talking to people down there on the field. We have one friend that's actually here from the DR, and he's been a huge help to us. So we've been meeting with him, or Cal's been meeting with him more, and he's been helping Cal with Spanish and things like that, but also helping us with a lot of those logistical things as well. Just as we think through those things, we're still planning to go in early 2023. So as we plan for the baby, we're also planning for the DR, so that's definitely something that's in our minds and something we're preparing for. And then as we're preparing for that, we are also reaching out to people to build a support team, whether that's prayer support, financial support, anything like that, or building a team of people to essentially go with us with their prayers, with their support. So we're in the works of just meeting with those people and building those relationships.
Yeah, like Courtney said, definitely been practicing Spanish a lot. Been practicing with my friend from the DR, Orlean, and also I bought a big textbook, so that's just kind of the way that I learn best. So just trying to go through that textbook, learn all the different verb tenses and things like that.
I have a textbook too, but it's just a little bit less.
Yes, but it's all progress, just trying to keep taking steps and just get to the point where I hope that we can be fluent before we go, but even if not, just get to the point where we can at least communicate and work out the mistakes when we get there. In addition, I've also been doing it's called hosting for bilingual service. So I just get up on stage and kind of set the scene for what the service is going to be, and then also at the end of service, just kind of recap service. So I've been doing that in English and then having a translator, but eventually the goal, just to test myself and challenge myself before the DR, would be for me to do the English and Spanish and translate for myself. So that's my goal. So another thing that we're involved with it's called Tribe. It's the middle school ministry here at our church, at Brookside Church. I work with 7th grade boys, and one cool thing is just quite a few of them, probably at least 5 of them, chose to get baptized and just publicly declare their faith in Jesus this year, and so that was just cool, just seeing, there's not a lot of hard-hitting conversations with 7th grade boys. It's kind of trying to stay on track, but clearly, and most of it is, of course, their parents, I'm sure, but clearly there's something going on in there even when it doesn't seem like it, so that was very cool.
And I've been working with 8th grade girls, and that's been really cool because before I joined, they didn't have a consistent leader, so this is the longest leader they've had, or second longest leader they've had in a while. And I really did see the fruit of that with them opening up more and sharing more and really asking those deep questions about how do I pray? What does reading the Bible look like? And other things like that too. So that was a really cool opportunity for us to be able to disciple the next generation in our church. Yeah, that was awesome. And then something else that ministry-wise with our church that I'm a part of is I do a lot of the kids programming for our church. And so part of that was going to a kids conference in Atlanta recently where all these churches came together and sent their kids teams. We got to learn more skills and different ways to use curriculum, different ways to engage kids and teach kids about the Bible in ways that reach them. And so that was a really cool opportunity for me to get that knowledge.
Yeah, another thing that we recently just did, this was technically May, so I guess this would be like a April/early May update. But we went to a conference called the Send in Kansas City. So it's a missionary sending conference. And so we just got to hear from speakers like Francis Chan and just people like that. And then we also got to network with some different missions organizations there just because, it can't hurt to network and you just never know where God's going to lead us. So that was really awesome. I think a big takeaway from that for me was just Francis Chan speaking about, I think, just humility, and I think it just kind of showed me ways that maybe I had become a little prideful in my own heart. So just kind of getting back to just understanding that even the things I think I know, I don't. Like, God knows better than me, and I need to humbly rely on Him for everything.
Some things also that's very much in our mind is preparing for the baby. And so a big milestone in that whole season of our life is we had our 20-week ultrasound last week. So I'm now in my 21st week, but we had the anatomy scan and they checked the brain and heart, lungs, limbs, anything you can think of, they checked for, it seemed like, and everything came back great, no problems. So that was a huge milestone that's awesome in our life just because that's a lot of weight off our shoulders. And so the baby is due in September, so it's coming up quick, but that's really exciting. So there's a lot coming up for us, a lot to pray about and plan for, but all of it's a blessing. And it was confirmed a girl, so now we feel comfortable with sharing with the world that it's a girl, so that's awesome. So we're really excited about that. Yeah. And then we had Mother's Day, so we went out to lunch with my mom, and it was a Sunday, and so I also worked, which was awesome, just be in the church on a Sunday. That's always one of my favorite things to do. So Mother's Day was awesome. Yeah. And we also celebrated Courtney on Mother's Day, got her a little shirt that said "Cool Mom." Be a cool mom.
And then a little onesie that had something to do with their mom. I don't remember the exact phrase, but yeah. So just fun to celebrate an expectant Mother's Day. Just today we saw, or at least for me, I saw a baby here, and I definitely just had the realization, in 4 months, I'm gonna have one of those, and that was definitely, there's just definitely those moments along the way where it's a little eye-opening for sure, but we're definitely excited and just so excited for a little baby girl. So in terms of fun things this month, our friends Matt and Lewis came to stay. So Lewis, I've known Lewis since, and Matt, I've known both of them since my very first world race trip, and So it's just awesome to stay in touch with them. They've had a huge impact in my life, and so just awesome to catch up with them and just be able to hopefully encourage them, and they definitely encouraged us. So just always good to kind of get back into community with those people who have touched our lives in a special way.
Yeah. Some other fun things is we went out to dinner with one of our friends, and by random chance they had random tickets that were free for us to go to this horse show. So last minute we went to this really cool horse show downtown. So that was just really cool to get out and do something that we don't normally do. And I mean, horses are fun, so it's a fun time. So that was awesome. And we also went to a soccer game downtown, right?
Yeah,
Ish.
Creighton's campus.
Okay,
Yeah.
somewhere we went to a soccer game. Are they professional?
Semi-professional.
Okay,
so,
semi-professional soccer,
Yeah.
but it was fun nonetheless.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot of just what we wanted to share with you guys, but we also just wanted to kind of put in your ear some things that we would appreciate prayer for if you guys are thinking about it. And I think a huge thing for us is, one, Cal's job, just that he continues to be a blessing there. But I think a huge thing too is just a transition from his job, my job, into the DR, into parenthood. A lot of that is building a support team, of prayer support, but also financial support. We are meeting with people to build a financial support team, and that's huge for us, so we can be able to go and do the things that God's putting on our heart. And then also for us to be able to go, we want our baby to be healthy. So we want to pray for a healthy pregnancy, healthy baby, healthy mom, healthy dad, everything. Just prayers for that would be huge.
Yeah, no, I think Courtney said it perfectly. I think basically for me it would just boil down to one, that God would provide for us and lead us to exactly the people we're supposed to talk to, and just open up our hearts and their hearts to just connect and just have a shared vision of what God's doing in the DR. And then also just for the baby and for Courtney, that they would just be healthy and that the pregnancy would just continue going smoothly. Which, I mean, that's a huge praise too, is I mean, this pregnancy could not have possibly gone smoother so far. And so just definitely want to thank God for that, and not take that for granted, because I know that's not always a given. So just thank you, Lord, for that, and thank you for watching our video. Thanks for continuing to follow along and for supporting us. And yeah, we'll see you next month.